Last week on Pokemon Cooked League, the Classy Core Claydols fell to their arch nemesis being the Shamwell Soak Kings of Chowdon, while the Jake Gambits waited for the perfect moment to sweep with their King Gambits against the Marvelous Mollux. Both these trainers cannot take a fourth loss. Who's going to put a nail in the other player's coffin? Welcome to our first match of Week 6. We have the Jake Gambits versus the Classy Core Claydols. Look, mons that I'm interested in. My first instinct is that Melwetta is in a pretty rough spot here. You know, there's several dark types that Melwetta doesn't like. King Gambit Melwetta definitely doesn't like. You could be running Focus Blast for coverage. I don't know if it has like more consistent fighting type coverage where it's like more accurate because man, licking Focus Blast always just feels so awful. But yeah, and then you know they're not only that, these are physical attackers, which is worse because Melwetta is definitely more known for their special bulk, and there's even like a bug type for to hit Melwetta here. Let's see. I think Sneasler is in a pretty good spot here. It outruns everything. Fighting plus poison coverage hits at least everything for neutral damage. And if Sneasler is running something like the what's that item? White herbs, whatever the item that prevents you from losing stats one time, you can use that to shake off Intimidate, become even faster, so you can counteract maybe like this what this mon is called. Masquerains can like counteract maybe that mon was trying to set up Tailwind or something. So yeah, a lot of physical attackers on, which makes the Incineroar look really good here, but it's definitely not in a safe spot because Incineroar is in such like a give and take scenario where yeah, intimidating the physical attackers is really good. Like you're intimidating a water type, a fighting type, and like a water ground type. Like that's kind of rough. There's a chance Swampert special here, but let's see. Thinking of leads, I kind of like leading Masquerain here. It's an intimidate user that doesn't immediately get blown up by like the physical attackers it would want to intimidate, which is nice. And obviously Masquerain is just not that bulky, so keeping as a lead to make sure it's on the field safely is always nice. It can maybe like set up webs or Tailwind or something. Definitely has a decent amount of utility here, and something along that pairs with it. I don't know what would you pair with it. Really anything. Maybe just like something, maybe Hatterene, just because it to have something better for the special side. And then for the Classy Core Claydols, you know, leading off with Sneasler always has the advantage of being able to get Ceaseless Edge hazards out early. You have to worry about, you know, when is a good time to click them and stuff like that, because dark type coverage is just at best neutral against everything here. But you can do like Samurott plus, I don't know, like maybe like Melwetta here, just like so something that's okay with getting intimidated, so like a special attacker or maybe like Savali or something. But let's get this started. All right, we have the with the physical. Let's see, we have the Garchomp with the Masquerain lead. With this lead, you can also like be clicking like Earthquake with no consequence because of the, you know, the flying type of the Masquerain. Let's see, having Garchomp out on a scenario like this is kind of scary because the Swampert clicks Ice Beam, you go bye-bye. But yeah, this is but if it's physical Swampert, which I feel like we've seen more physical Swampert than special Swampert, then the Garchomp's in a pretty safe spot, and the Masquerain, it can even like click Buzz here. Samurot's not bulky, so that might just KO. That I wouldn't be surprised if that just gets a KO here. Does Samurott outspeed Masquerain? Samurott does outspeed Masquerain here, but I would imagine that there's a chance that like Masquerain's like less like greedy with its speed, where it's just as fast as possible, and the like Samurott might have put a bit more into like attacker bulk or whatever, looking at the teams here. But yeah, I don't mind clicking a bug type move here at all. I don't mind getting webs up here. There's a lot of things I don't mind doing here with the Masquerain. And the Garchomp, I want to just protect just to see if the Swampert clicks Ice Beam or not. Or, because none of your switch-ins are like that good. You can like do like Hat. Hat's not terrible here, but it is kind of slow. And you may be switching for no reason when you're actually in a pretty good spot. In the Samurott, it's not in a good spot. But like, the Valley's a pretty fine switch in here. It's got the bulk that take whatever. And then like it can start harassing as well. And then the Swampert, if you have Ice Beam, I'm clicking Ice Beam to Garchomp here. Alright, I did not expect Rock Slide from Swampert here. Definitely seeing the Intimidate already paying off here, making it so that you survive one Rock Slide here, which is a big deal because now the again, now you have to worry about getting a Bug Buzz on the Samurott here. And I do wonder if this is just concluding that this is a job well done on the Samurott. I don't think you need to sack Samurott yet. I think Savali is in a pretty good switch in here. You can do something like click Rock Slide to peck off the Masquerain and do a little bit more damage. And then get into something that's okay taking a bug type move. It could even be Sneasler. I wouldn't mind switching. Switching to Sneasler is always like just kind of hard because it's just so frail. So like you get Earthquake and you're like, oh god, where did my Mon go? So I kind of like Savali here. It's like a safer pivot. And it's just, its move pool is just kind of like able to handle a lot of things if you tech it correctly. But yeah, I'm assuming this Masquerain, I don't know how much you value this Masquerain after the Tailwind. You could like try to protect it to keep it around a little bit longer, but I don't know how necessary that is right now.
I'm going to do what's called a pro gamer move.
What in the world are we going for? Oh, we're doing weakness policy stuff. Okay. What is this Swampert doing? Oh, we get the miss on the Masquerain. That's definitely annoying here. Okay, we did lower Terror pretty early here, which definitely can come to bite you in the butt, especially because the Swampert is on the field, and Swampert's pretty physically bulky, so I wouldn't be surprised if it could handle like a +2 Earthquake or something like that, even with a Terra. But yeah, this is definitely a tricky spot here. Like you really only have two options, which is the Meloetta and Savali, and the Meloetta again has to face the what's it called? The Masquerain here. So I don't mind the Savali here. I think that's kind of like your best spring here. Maybe you got Will-O-Wisp or something. But yeah, here's again, this is another instance of Intimidate coming in huge because like you wouldn't be able to do this Terra Ground stuff that safely if the Swampert wasn't what's it called, -1, because if you just clicked like a random like water move, then like you cry. Okay, we're saying this with Valley out, makes sense to me. You can like once you survive this turn, you can like double protect the last turn of Tailwind, but double protecting your last turn of Tailwind isn't nearly as useful right now because you know you need you're not faster to begin with. So I do wonder what the Savali is doing here. And the Garchomp, man, it really just depends on like what you think can kill here. I am a little bit more scared of the Savali right now, just because of the fact it may have status moves like Will-O-Wisp or something like that. Am I just making up this as Will-O-Wisp? I feel like it does. Like, the Swampert at -1, you can probably take one hit. And, like, I do, I'm, like, trying to think, like, maybe you, like, switch into, like, Incin here. To, just make it, so to beef up your Garchomp even more against this. I wouldn't hate doing that. Definitely a bit of a risk, though. But I think it's okay, because I can't imagine the Masquerains being the one that's going to get, like, jumped here. And if it is, that means the Garchomp is continuing to be safe. So, like, that's really fine. So this is, definitely a tough spot to be in. But once you get rid of the Garchomp, Then, like, things like the Sneasler, like, once this, like, okay, like, the Masquerain is 1 tap, and, like, the Garchomp goes down. Then the Sneasler is in a really good spot to start trying to run away with this game. You know, you got fighting types for the Incineroar, the King Gambit, and then, you know, there's always Ditto, which always makes things more complicated here, but you have ways to play around your own Sneasler, I think. You got Meloetta. Meloetta's very good against other Sneasler. This gets Helping Hand, did not know that. Oh, we do get a Rock Slide miss here. That does a lot of damage. We do get a flinch, which is huge. Rock Slide flinch, I don't know what this was going for, but man, that's gotta hurt. Missing a Rock Slide and then getting flinched back the next turn, like that's just not a good feeling. You did dodge a Rock Slide, which is something, but Swampert was gonna eat that fairly alright here. Yeah, now you just get, and I didn't like, honestly, Rock Sliding there at all, because, like, the Masquerain goes down, and, like, I was happy that the Masquerain was on the field right now, because, you know, you didn't get another Intimidate guy in, so that's always a big thing. And now, like, do you even, once the Tailwind expires, maybe the, is there Fernape faster? Like, something like, maybe like the Fernape or like the Sneasler can like help clean this mon up. But man, 78% is still a lot. Like, if you got it to like 60, then like I'd feel a lot better at the spot. But 78 is just kind of a lot. And the Samrock going down so early, getting so little out of it, it's bad. But this is the last turn of Tailwind. There's also Fake Out pressure, so like I just double protect here if you have it. And the Garchomp, like, I highly doubt the Garchomp is like has like DD or something. That'd be kind of insane. Or like Swords Dance or something like that. Like, if he has that and he does that, then like, okay, you got it. But yeah, I just want to stall at the Fake Out pressure, honestly. And you're still slower. And honestly, I just think you just like, let's see, we've seen Protect, Thunderfang, Rock Slide. So the last move, I'm guessing it's like Dragon Claw or like Stomping Tantrum or Outreach, something like that. Just like an actual stab attack. Maybe it was Earthquake because he was leading with the Masquerain to try to get that cheese out. But then he did for the... But I feel like then he could have just Helping Hand Earthquake a couple turns ago instead of going for the Thunderfang, and that probably would have been the KO. So maybe it's not Earthquake. Maybe it's Stomping Tantrum and or Dragon Claw here. But yeah, last turn of Tailwind, so I imagine not much crazy happens here. No, we do get a Fake Out going. +2 Stomping Tantrum just KOs here, and that makes me believe that the, it's just clicked Rock Slide. Was this like Bandit or something? Dude, I don't know. We have seen Bandit Swampert before, so like, I don't know. The Tailwind is going to expire now, which is something. But man, you got a long way to go because this Savali's 1 tap. You do have 2 mons faster that can put on pressure here. And we're setting in our 1 mon that is slower. I don't know if Meloetta has the ability to finish off a Garchomp here. He does get grass coverage, but I don't think you would see grass coverage on a team like this. So that's rough. And I don't know. Maybe you might not have to Terror out of this. Like you're like, okay, you have Savali, which is 1 tap, so you're not tearing that. So you have Meloetta, Sneasler, and Infernape. Those are your really only terror targets. And man, just keep Gambit in the back is always so scary. It's like, oh, once I finally caught off, now you're only going to 1v1 against a King Gambit with Supreme Overlord. That's never a good feeling, even if it's against fighting types. If these fighting types are so frail, and like you click CC, and then it's like +5, and like Sucker Punch might just KO you. Okay, we do got a miss. That did a good chunk. Okay, we have Ice Beam, but are we gonna... And another Rock Slide flinch. And the Meloetta goes down with a crit to boot. Crit did not matter there. But yeah, there goes the Meloetta. You did get the Garchomp low enough to where your next move will be able to kill it. But man, 2 flinches is brutal there. Yeah, that Assault Vest definitely was going to help here. So, what mon do you send in Infernape or Sneasler first? Doesn't matter. I'm trying to think, like, if you have to CC, like, what's more valuable defensively? They're around the same value defensively, to be honest, because, like, the fire typing, or, like, what's, like, or then you can also think about Ditto. I don't think it's that much of a difference. Maybe it's Infernape. Just, but man. But yeah, send in the Infernape now because it resists fire type attacks now. I think that makes sense. And that's what we're gonna do. But man, you're running out of ways to, again, win this game. You gotta find a way to make use of your Terror, which is the one thing you do have over. And at the Savali just is not doing enough damage here. The Savali better... I don't know what move it could be clicking to be helpful here. Like I almost kind of want to, like, try to sack Savali somehow, where, like, I protect Infernape. Yeah, I want to, like, protect Infernape, like, and just have my 2 fighting types out against the world, and maybe you're in a better chance there. But man, Ditto just makes things so weird. Like, maybe that does get there. Especially if you, like... Yeah, because, like, what is this Savali doing, man? I feel like it's just kind of dead weight. And I'm probably just, like, attacking the, You could, like, protect Garchomp and, like, try to get something on the Infernape here. Yeah, like, you could do that. Because, like, oh, the Infernape, like, CCs you. Like, your CCs... I mean, it could CC your Incineroar. Which is, yeah, maybe just don't. Maybe just click buttons here. I don't think protecting's that big of a deal. And also, like, I don't even know if this Instant... I don't even know if you're playing the Protect game. The Instant probably doesn't even have Protect. Okay. We're Heat Waving. That's not a... Okay. The Savali goes down, which is, I think is actually a good thing for the, what's it called? For the... Classic Core Claydols. I don't think you needed a Terror exactly this turn, though. I do think that makes you... Yeah, I mean, it's like, doesn't really help or hurt you, at least yet. But it it does give the opponent information where you don't have to worry about the Infernape protecting here. And the fact that U-turn got off, this was actually a really smart U-turn here. Because now you can send the Infernape back in, and the Intimidates are now just permanent for the rest of the game here, which is pretty big here. We aren't going to be sending out the Incineroar, though, which I'm kind of surprises me here. I felt like getting the Intimidates out now would have been really, really useful. You can, like... U-turn makes me think this is AV, which makes it so... Definitely doesn't have Parting Shot if you have U-turn. I felt like getting the attempts out as early as possible was really nice. Like, I don't think you need to, like, play this role where, like, you're, like, dancing or whatever too much. You're up more Mons. Then, like, just letting them CC and, like, lower their own defenses, I think, is just a good enough path to succeed. But yeah, the Ditto's gonna... And the Ditto is not Imposter. Okay. I was waiting for the Transform, but I guess not. But, okay, we are going to do the Incineroar Gambit. I don't... Okay, we could get a status here. We do not, and that's going to... We do have the Sash here, which does make you way, way faster than everything else. Which does help you if, like, the Ditto is Choice Scarf. And does also just help you with Speed Ties here. So that definitely is something. I think if you're the Jake Gambits, I think now is a good time to start, like, if you suspect that they double protect, you can, like, switch out and then switch back in and get more Intims off. But, like, do you need more Intimidates off? Maybe not. Like, the King Gambit still definitely has uses because it can Sucker Punch here. So, like, maybe you don't need to fully do that. But, like, it's definitely a thought to give it where it's, like, I call it double protect. I hard switch in. But maybe you don't do that because they didn't protect last time. Like, maybe it's just better to just keep attacking here. I'm convincing myself to just keep attacking here. And if you see a double protect, you live with it. Because who knows if if one of these monsters don't even have protect. Sometimes it's hard to fit all these moves you want. Especially because Fake Out just straight out kills Sneasler right now. Yep. That looks like an... Fire Punch not even KOing here. And Slash... That just KOs. Damn. Patterning hits so hard. And that is going to do it. Going for all really early, the Jake Gambits here. And it paid off, giving him a pretty good lead. Just to be able to coast to the to just kind of just like ride the momentum to the end without much trouble here. Definitely Rock Slides went into his favor there. Dodging one, getting 2 flinches. And it seemed like the Jake Gambits were in a fairly decent spot even without those flinches, but definitely made it so it went from like feel pretty good to like this game feels pretty over. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me. Congrats to the Jake Gambits, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.